Hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode of our JustNoMil. In today's episode, Mil tried to kidnap my newborn. Had to warn Emil to behave at our son's birthday party. Emil coming round every day? Help. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Mil tried to kidnap my newborn. I, female, 25 years old, and husband, 23 years old, recently had our baby in December. My in-laws came to visit for holidays from November to January and also to see our baby. They also brought my husband's little brother, 10 years old. Right after we returned home from the hospital, my Emil and FIL suggested that we should let them take our baby to another state since we are both planning on going back to work. I said absolutely not. They stated that I am stupid and have no logic, since I'm choosing to be selfish and going back to work. Minding you, my husband and I have separate bills, and I know that he will refuse to help me financially since he is struggling himself. My husband did not defend me, and instead he jumped in a wagon with them and calling me dumb and selfish for choosing to struggle. Other suggestion that they have is for me to live with his parents for free and for my husband to stay in our house alone. I also said no, which enraged them more. I noticed their personality changed as soon as I gave birth. They didn't want my family since they hate people and just stayed in our guest bedroom when my family came over. I wanted to bond with my baby, but Emil and FIL would reason that they want to bond with our baby since they are leaving next month. They started controlling our lives. Even after they left, they wanted us to get rid of our dog because apparently my husky's hair can kill a baby. I just kept my boundaries and stuck with it. My husband has no backbone since he said that's just how his parents are, and he can't do anything about it. It caused our marriage to fall apart. The verbal abuse got worse, and my mental health declined due to my husband and his family bullying me. He decided to divorce. Knowing what I know now, I wouldn't have begged for him to stay in our relationship just because I want a complete family, but I did. He loved every part of it. He smiled as I knelt down for him, not give up on us. I regret that so much. He then still wants to divorce and wants a dissolution, which means we both agree on the terms. On the terms, he just wants to see his baby for 4 weeks and I have the rest of the year. I agreed. However, he said I have to sign a waiver that waives him from child support. I hesitated, but I agreed so I can be free from his abuse. He then changed his mind the next day since my Emil/FIL wants him to have the sole custody of the baby so he can give our baby to them. I did not sign the dissolution. Couple of days passed. We stopped talking about the divorce but kept living together but sleep in a separate bedroom after my first month postpartum. I decided to go back to work since my PTO is finished and also to take advantage of the time that my husband has his 3-month paternity leave from the military. He was okay taking care of our baby for 3 days, but then his patience worn off as he was complaining about the baby being awake at night, and it is my fault since I put the baby to sleep so early. I then compromised with him that I will watch our baby at night too, so he can sleep. He agreed. Every time I would come home, and he will always complain about our dog that he used to love. How our dog wanted attention and I am torturing and neglecting her because I am at work. I told him to let her out of the cage and that she is a well-trained dog. He then refused because he said it's going to be a bother for him if she wants to pee. Minding you, our dog is potty trained and all you have to do is open the door. I noticed our dog's happy attitude disappeared and she would just hide in her cage without being told to. I felt really bad and I would get verbally abused as soon as I walk inside our home because of our dog and her hair. That was not a problem before. I cried every night and prayed to God to get my husband back. He is a completely different person. I gave away our dog because I do have to go back to work, and I saw her mental health declining and she is refusing to eat. I felt so bad that I couldn't sleep at night. Got diagnosed of PPD. My newborn needs his mama. I needed to be strong and my dog deserves to be in a loving home. I decided to rehome her to her old owner. It was the hardest decision of my life. I couldn't watch her like that. I know you probably think I am the worst mom. How could I give up on my dog? Don't worry, I hate myself too. The next day, while I was at work, my husband informed me that he bought a ticket to his parents' state and that he will visit there due to his grandpa being 80 years old and he is old. I found it really odd since he never mentions his grandpa. I told him our baby is only 2 months old and RSV is going around. I am not comfortable. I came home and there it is, verbal abuse again, until I gave in and I said yes, he can go. The next day I asked for his itinerary. He said he's not going anymore. I found out from him because he admitted after a couple of days that his parents told him to take the baby and not come back with our baby, and he better not tell me, since he told me they didn't pay for his ticket. I was livid. I told my husband that how can they even think like that and that they are mentally insane. But of course I got physically assaulted and verbally abused again. Couple of days of torture. One day I woke up and just decided that enough is enough. I filed for domestic violence protective order and moved away with my kid to another city, which is a 1-hour flight away. Now I am safe with my family. I lost the 1-year protective order since I am already far away from him, according to the judge, which is a complete BS. Anyways, right now I tell him to call whenever he wants to talk to his son. He refused since he said it is my job to call him since I know when he is awake. I told him every time I call he is always doing something like partying or going to the gym, so he asks if I could call back, but his son is asleep by then. I now put in a boundary that he should call or text me if he wants to talk. He got upset and tried to trigger me with hurtful words, but it feels good that I learned not to react. He still hasn't called or texted. It has been a week. We are not divorced yet, but I am planning on turning in the papers as soon as paycheck comes in. P.S. He actually texted me just now and was asking if he could take the baby to his parents' state for his brother's graduation. I said no because they will kidnap my baby and there is no pending divorce. Can I legally withhold my baby to his grandparents? I guess it's kind of a sticky situation since they are doing it through my husband. Get your divorce filed as soon as possible and keep the baby with you until you get to court and get an order from the judge. That way you'll have protection and dad will have to follow the judge's order. Don't sign off on child support this time, especially if he's in the military. They will take it right out of his check and send it to you. He won't have a say. Keep yourself and baby safe. Thank you so much for your advice. I am so proud of you, Opie. You have done the best thing for you and your baby. Get the divorce signed and do not allow the child to travel anywhere unless court ordered. And make sure you get child support. Stay far away from all of them. The grandparents have no legal rights to your baby. I'm so sorry about your dog. You did the best thing for her. Had to warn MIL to behave at our son's birthday party. We are having our son's first birthday party tomorrow and are having around 30 people over to celebrate our little guy turning 1. My family has asked to help with everything, bringing food, helping set up, etc. My MIL has only seen our son twice. Last time was at his baptism when he was 3 months old. She lives an hour away and has made one attempt to come see us since she canceled the day of. During the baptism party, she threw a fit because we didn't open her excessive amount of junky gifts and stormed off sobbing. In my family, we never open gifts at a baptism. It's not a birthday party. She also said she felt excluded. She was sitting at a table alone away from everyone by her choice. Since she always buys junk as gifts that we end up donating, we decided to mention in the invite that our son had an Amazon gift list. She called my husband and informed him that she has a tote full of clothes for him that she's been saving since his baptism when we've told her he doesn't need clothes. We had to have a call with her earlier this week to tell her to behave at his party. No fits, no crying, no nothing. We also had to tell her that our son doesn't know who she is and to not be upset if he doesn't want to be by her. He's not a huge fan of being held anymore, especially by strangers. He's also a little mama's boy right now. On a day that I've been excited for, I'm dreading her coming. My family is super excited and all wished our little one a happy birthday by either calling, texting, Facebook, etc. She didn't do anything. Any advice if she decided to be a little baby about something? Any tips on me trying to enjoy the day? Glad I'm not alone with terrible MILs. You have a sibling or older relative, walk Mil away and ask her to calm herself. She is at a party for a child and needs to act better. I think you're right. Opie needs a bouncer. When, not if, she cranks up the pistons in her a-hole machine, escort her out of your home/yard immediately. Thereafter, go hard and see with her and move on. Your precious son does not need that toxic pit viper in his life, and neither do you. She needs to be removed if she cuts up at the party. Let your son know that he's on mommy patrol. If he sees her trying to ramp up, he's responsible for heading it off before she can really get going. Emil coming round every day? Help. I went into labor last week, and that same night my Emil came to the hospital and visited me every day for the week. I was there for roughly 2/3 hours on a daily basis. The first day I was home from the hospital, she came round as well. My mom flew over to stay with me and the baby for 2 weeks, and she didn't even give me the first day to spend with my mom. Since then, she has also been round every single day and sits there for hours. She doesn't ask when is a good time to come. She either shows up unannounced or tells me she's coming by. She even came over specifically to be there for my midwife appointment at home. I indirectly told her I'm fed up of people coming round and want time to myself and to spend quality time with the baby and my mom, and she still comes over. My question is, what do you think is a reasonable amount of times a week for the Emil to come by and see the baby? Very limited after birth. She should be there to help while you look after the baby. Make her a chore list and tell her you got baby, but she can help with these. You're not up to sharing baby today. Bet she leaves real quick. Lock your door and say no, I don't want you here. Speak up. I have seen my Mil less than once every 3 months the entire time I've known her. You don't need help, you need peace. Your so can help. If she messages you to come over or arrive unannounced, tell her, no, not today. And then lock your door and don't answer if she knocks. No is a complete sentence, and you should be using it. She doesn't think she's a visitor, she thinks she's family, and if your mom is there, she can be there too. Your DH needs to disabuse her of that notion. She can visit when he is home as well, so for an hour on a weekend. I agree that Emil doesn't think she is a visitor. Opie telling her about people coming over too much flew right over her head. She did not think it pertained to her. I would suggest Opie stop hinting and just tell her to stop coming over so she can have more time with her mom. How often did you see her pre-baby? Have your mother answer the door and tell her it's not a good time. Do not let her in. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and we will see you in the next video.